Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
How are you doing today?
I'm getting old, but still kicking, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So, today's main topic about our podcast is going to be about marriage, finance, and Islamic daily life. How a Muslim should be in his daily life. So, let's get right into this. The first question would be, what are some most common misconceptions young Muslims have today about practicing Islam?
So when you ask about the misconceptions, I could say, misconceptions. There is shirk, there is immoralities, there are sins, there is zina, there is that, so many things. The things that matter to a Muslim is his tawheed, his belief in Allah Azza wa Jal. This is the greatest misconception that people have. And you say, Sheikh, this is illogical. Everybody knows Allah Azza wa Jal. Wrong answer. Why? Because if you talk to Muslims, they don't know Allah. And this is why they're falling in sins left, right, and center. Ask any individual about the beautiful names of Allah. 99 names, mashallah, good. How many do you know of them? Says, I think 5 or 10. But I should learn more. Okay, of these 5 and 10, how many do you know the meaning of? He would say 2 or 3. Then how can you worship Allah? This, what shows you, is the reason of them falling into riba, falling into zina, falling into intoxicants, falling into doing drugs, falling into they're rebellious against the Gen Z now, the straw hats and the likes, trying to rebel and throw these chaos all over the place because they don't know Allah. They don't know what is right, what is wrong, what is halal and what is haram. This is the main cause of problems and chaos in this entire world. People do not know Allah. Bring them back to Tawheed. Bring them back to the essence. Once they clear their relationship with Allah Azza wa Jal, they know who Allah is, then you would have things put back into perspective.
And
I'm good in dodging questions, by the way, so.
And as you said, like, people have to learn Allah and Islam. So a young Muslim, how should he focus on learning the true Islam? So how should he start? If you were to give an advice, what would that be?
Any Muslim has a bare minimum of set of knowledge and sciences that he has to accomplish in order to become a Muslim. So any science, in order for you to read and write, you have to know the alphabets. Now, you don't have to know phonetics, you don't have to know semantics, you don't have to know grammar, high levels of grammar. You just know the alphabets, how to put words and how to pronounce them, how to read them. This is the bare minimum. Calculations, 1 + 1 = 2. You don't have to go to sine and cosine and algebra and calculus no, this is a high level. Likewise in Islam, there is a bare minimum. You have to first know who you're worshipping, knowing the tawheed of lordship, worship, and beautiful names and attributes. Not in details, but in general. So if I ask you, who is the provider? You say, oh, my boss. He's the one who gives me my paychecks. Wrong answer again. It's Allah Azza wa Jal who provides for you and your boss and every living creature in this whole entire universe. Now you start to expand your knowledge and your chest, fill it up with tawheed. When I ask you, who should I devote my forms of worship to? The awliya, to maulanas, to those who are in dargahs, in graves, or to Allah Azza wa Jal? Okay, this is an eye-opener. I've always thought that I could sacrifice for Maulana, Tijani, Shadili, Abdul Qadir, or whoever. I said, no, now you know. So this is the bare minimum of tawheed. What is the day of judgment? This is one of the 6 pillars of Iman. So I have to know what happens before death, while dying, after death. What are the minor and major signs of the day of judgment? what will happen on the day of judgment, what is heaven and hell, what is the straight path, what is this, what is that, who are the messengers, specifically who is my messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the angels, the scriptures, the destiny, the qadar. These are the 6 pillars of Iman, the essentials. Without it, you're not a real Muslim if you don't have full belief in it. That's why the vast majority of Muslims, their Islam is questionable because they don't know. And this is why they complain and they have a lot of objections to what's going on, because they don't have full submission to Allah Azza wa Jal. Then you go to forms of worship, salah. You have to pray 5 times a day. Yes, I know. Do you know how to pray? I think. Then when we go to little things like, if I make a mistake, how to perform sujood as-sahw before salam or after salam. I don't know about this. I don't know if this something can be rectified. What are pillars? What are mandatory things? What are sunnah and salah? I don't know. I've seen people pray. I pray like them. Then you have a problem. Fasting. So there is a bare minimum. If you secure this bare minimum, then you're a Muslim. From there, the sky is the limit.
So it's like an elementary school, and then you go up to...
Correct.
Yeah.
You cannot go to PhD without doing your elementary school first.
So the foundation should be strong.
Correct.
A lot of Muslims also don't understand riba, in my opinion. So they think anything, even if you go to an Islamic banking and then you make a profit out of it, they think that is riba because you're getting more than what you put into. So how do you know what is riba and what is not? And in Islam, what exactly is riba?
Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, the second caliph, he used to tour and visit the marketplace, the souk, and he used to carry his stick, and whomever he sees in the market selling and buying that has no knowledge in the rulings of transactions, he would beat them up and kick them out of the market. And he said, do not spoil our markets when you have no knowledge. If you want to trade, you have to know the basics of halal transactions and haram transactions, so that you do not fall in them. People nowadays, when you talk to them about riba, they say, do not consume riba. They think that riba is a wild animal that consumes things and that she's going to attack you. They don't know what riba is. If you talk about zakat and you say in Arabic, hawalanul hawl, the revolving of the full year, they think that hawl is something that is from outer space. They don't even understand. Even the Arabs don't understand it because of their ignorance, because of their distance from Quran and Sunnah. Riba is a prohibited transaction, and transactions in Islam are prohibited for 3 reasons. 1, riba. 2, transgression and wrongdoing. 3, ambiguity, gharar. So riba is divided into 2 types, riba al-fadl and riba al-nasi'ah. And there is a 3rd type that some scholars even include, which is riba al-qard, which is on loans. So if we go into details, that would be too specific, and it would consume our time, and our time is limited, and I have to kick you out before salat. So mainly speaking, riba deals with money. So money in exchange of money, and there is interest. This is riba. When I sell a commodity and I make a profit, this is a profit. So what's the difference? So there is a commodity involved, and this commodity has a manufacturer, and in this manufacturing facility there are workers who are working, raw material, manufacturing this item, people having to market it, sell it, families benefiting from it, from this product. This is transaction is halal, selling and buying. So I sell you this remote control for X amount of money. All those involved in manufacturing it are making profit. This is halal. But when it comes to $100,000, It's money. I give it to you, regardless of what you got to do with it, in exchange that you return it with a profit. This is interest, this is riba. And it has different forms and ways, but this is not the time to explain it.
Also, when it comes to invest in stocks, like trading stocks, what's the permissibility of trading stocks? And when investing,
What are stocks? What is the meaning of stocks? So I'm wasting time so that I can pour some coffee. Go ahead.
so you're buying a part of the company, so you have a little bit of ownership.
So you are taking a share of the company. So you're a partner in that company. So stocks is a portion of the company that entitles you to be a shareholder or a part owner. In order for us to know whether this is halal or haram, number one, we have to look into the line of work of this company. What does the company do? Oh, Sheikh, it's a banking sector. They lend people in riba and they deposit money for people and give them riba. So, haram. You can't buy stocks in such a company because the line of work is haram. Oh, Sheikh, it's a tobacco company. Haram. Vaping company. Haram. Vaping is haram. And some of the, people look at each other. I told you vaping is haram, like a cameraman. Don't look at him. You expose them. So this means that the line of work is haram. Entertainment. What does it include? Women, Bollywood, dancing, haram. You can't buy alcohol. Anything that is haram, it's haram for you to trade in. Okay, no, Sheikh. They manufacture pipes. They manufacture cement. They deal in information systems. They install SAP system and the likes. Okay, the line of work is halal. Let us see the transactions. And how do I know? Look at the financial statement. Annually, they produce a financial statement. You can see the deposits, the income, the expenditures, whether they take interest or not. If they finance, like most companies in the West, even if they have billions and trillions in their bank accounts, they do not use that to finance their new products or new projects. Why? It's better for the taxes, it's safer. We borrow from banks with riba. Okay, now you are a partner in these riba-based projects. So it's not halal for you to do so. No, they don't finance. They finance from their own selves, but they deposit their money and they take dividends or haram interest over their deposits. This portion is haram. It's best not to invest, but if they only take interest over their deposits, they don't finance, they don't deal in riba, they don't deal in haram, maybe I would cleanse the dividends from the percentage, but it's best not to share in that.
When it comes to day trading, is it permissible to do so?
What do you mean by day trading?
You buy today and you sell by tonight, or you sell tomorrow within a day.
Are you using any margins or leverage or help the borrowing, or it's only your money?
Own money.
If it's your own money and you buy in the morning and you come at night and the prices go down, nobody forces you to sell. I'll keep it till tomorrow. I'll keep it till next week. I'll keep it to next year until the prices go up and then I sell. This is halal. But when there is leverage, when there is selling and buying through margin, when there is some sort of financial tools that forces you to sell at the end of the day, whether losing or winning, this becomes haram. This becomes ambiguity and gharar. But if it's your money and I buy this product and I have the right to sell it after 5 minutes, after 5 days, after 5 years, nobody can force me to sell or not to sell. This is halal.
There are some apps which let you choose which stocks are halal, which is haram. It's like a brokerage. So is it halal for me to use apps like that to find it?
If there are apps that would tell you what medication you should take when you have a headache or stomach ache, would you rely on it?
No.
Why?
I go to a doctor.
You would go to someone who knows what he's talking about and you trust. Unfortunately, these apps, we don't know who is behind them. I was approached by one of the Islamic apps that you just download and instant trading. You invest with us. We invest halal. Everything is halal. We are in the stock market, blah, 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 blah. We have Sharia board backing us up and segregating and scrutinizing everything. Said, okay, who are they? I don't know. What are they dealing in? I don't know, but they say it's halal. So how do you take their word for it? I was approached by one of them and they said, we would like you to be on our Sharia board. And I started seeing dollar signs. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna buy my next 911 SC Porsche.
Next.
Very nice. But then I said, okay, I have no problem, but I need to seriously go through your work and know where you're investing and how you're generating money and how you're distributing it to the shareholders. I said, no, Sheikh, this is complicated. We'll do the work, but we need you to be on board. I said, what am I going to be on board? I said, we just need your name. I said, you need my name. So you want the momentum of using my name. My name is too expensive, akhi, because people trust me. And if I put my name as if I'm telling them, trust them, and I would never do this. And this is why I choose who to work with. I don't go to any conference or any organization and work with them because they're using my name. My name is not that freebie. So I declined. You, at the same time, cannot guarantee any random app that says, oh, this is halal food, haram food. Oh, this is halal investment, haram investment. No, you have to know who's backing them up. There is a Sharia board for a bank. Who are the Sharia board members? Sheikh so-and-so, Dr. so-and-so. Do you know them? Nope. But they have DR in front of their names. Doesn't matter. They're not qualified. They have to be trusted people because this is religion. You don't take your religion from any random person.
And
I know I'm making life difficult.
no, it's
so,
okay.
Okay, no investments, no stocks. No.
No, I just said like stocks is okay. You said like you need to go through certain stuff to find if it's halal or haram. So I understand that as well.
People who deal in stocks want easy money. It's like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. They want quick money. They don't care about halal and haram. And this, what comes easy goes easy. It's like Vegas. When you go and play the roulette, you could make some money. And you can make a lot of money. And you can lose a lot of money easily. And this is not a healthy investment.
Another topic is when it comes to boycotting certain products, like there's a movement going on. If Muslims choose to do so, will they be rewarded for it?
Now, why would I boycott a product? I have a lot of empathy to my brothers and sisters in Palestine. So I'd like to stand by their side. I'd like to support them. How can I do that? Send them money. Maybe they won't allow me to send. Fight with them. They'll put me in jail the moment I just even say that. So what am I gonna do? The least I could do is to try and symbolically do something to support them, such as boycotting the products of companies or of countries that support the Zionists and those responsible for the genocide of a population. Now, when France did its heinous act of supporting the Charlie's Hebdo drawings depicting the Prophet ﷺ, everybody in the Muslim world decided to boycott French products till they apologize or take a stance and stop such heinous acts. When they did not take any action, we supported that. Till date, we don't ever think of buying anything French, simply because we love our Prophet ﷺ. If you go ahead and buy French products, are you sinful? Nope. So why then are we boycotting? Because I want to. What stops me from boycotting them? What forces me not to boycott? What forces me to buy their product? Nothing. So if I want to boycott, thumbs up. If someone else says, no, I'd like to buy a specific product that is only produced by the French. I'd like to buy a specific product that only produced by the Americans, despite their assistance and help to the Zionists. So I would not blame him. I would not look down upon him. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ bought and traded with the Byzantines, the Romans, with the Jews, with the Persians, while they were fighting wars with the Muslims. So this is something depending on the necessity and the need. If you boycott, are you rewarded? Definitely. If you don't, are you sinful? Nope, you're not. I hope this sums it up.
It does. And let's move on to the marriage questions.
No, sorry, I'm married. Jazakallah khair.
Barakallah fi. So, what are some green flags and red flags that a young Muslim should look for when they're choosing for a spouse?
Are you serious? Seriously, Yani? Are you serious? Akhi,
It's for the content.
the issue of marriage cannot be tackled in a podcast. Yani, we do 2 or 3 days workshops of 6 to 8 hours a day. And we have to go through the conditions, the specifications, and talk thoroughly about the do's and the don'ts. And after all of that, it's like purchasing and buying a watermelon. You cut it open, it can be white and bitter, and it can be red and sweet. This is marriage in a nutshell. So the most important thing is to implement the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. Whenever someone whose religious practice and akhlaq are acceptable to you, give him marriage. So it's not only the religious practice. We can get people with long beards, short thobes, and praying in the first masjid. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. But they lie, they cheat, they don't keep their promises, they are rude. So definitely this is a red flag. And I could get someone who is a sweetheart, so truthful, so punctual, a successful businessman, but doesn't pray. That's a red flag. I can get someone who's a niqabi and wearing gloves and memorizes the full Quran, mashallah. She's a good practicing Muslimah, but she's arrogant, she's feminist, she is a walkie-talkie all the time, just blah 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 blah, nagging all the time. I don't need this. Oh Sheikh, she memorizes the Quran. I have 6 copies of the Quran. I don't need a 7th. I need someone to take care of me, to give me peace, to raise my children well. And this one is bad news. So you have to look into so many aspects, but our podcast is not the right place. Definitely.
Inshallah. And this one is gonna be about polygyny.
We didn't get married first, the first wife to go to polygyny.
It's not for me, it's for others. A lot of people say that it is recommended to have 4 wives. What is the Islamic take on this?
If wives are like trophies, yes, it is. It's recommended to have as many as you can, put them on the shelf, and when guests come, say, oh, I got 3, mashallah. And this is stupid to say that it is Islam says that you have to have as many wives as you. No, it depends on many different factors. Are you financially capable? Are you a real man? To be fair to all of them, are you mentally capable of tolerating the feuds and the problems and the chaos that these wives could cause you? Or are you an AK-47? Do you know what an AK-47 is? In Saudi we call it Kalashnikov. Or are you a Kalashnikov, whenever something happens, tlak, 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 like 1,000 rounds per minute, like so many people. I get counseling, I do counseling sessions, and someone comes to me and said, Sheikh, I gave my wife like 650 talaqs last month, so I don't know if it counts as one or, mashallah, tabarakallah. So what is this? So before going into multiple wives, let's see your track record with one wife. Are you stable? Is she happy? Are you good with the kids? Are you financially capable? Or are you going to take a second wife and ask the first wife to work and the second one to work to chip in the expenses and share the groceries and the utility bills? And no, you're not a real man. Whenever your wife chips in the expenses, you're not a real man. If you're a mommy's boy and your mom dictates what you do and what not to do, don't go with your wife to the restaurant before asking permission from me. Don't go for vacation. Don't go for Umrah without taking me. And you're obeying her and wronging your own wife and children. You're not qualified to marry a second. You're not even qualified to marry a first wife. So stay like this, inshallah, and you'll do well.
If someone decides to take a second wife, can the first wife initiate divorce? Is it permissible?
Again, this is not a one-size-fits-all. First of all, we have to know that the Prophet ﷺ prohibited women from initiating requests for divorce without a legitimate reason. And the Prophet said in an authentic hadith, ﷺ, whoever requests a divorce, any woman who requests a divorce from her husband without a legitimate reason, she would not find the fragrance of Jannah, even though the fragrance of Jannah is detected 40 years travel distance from Jannah. So this means she would not even get close to Jannah without a legitimate reason.
Jinn possess someone.
Ask a jinn. How would I know? I'm not a jinn.
The Qareen.
I'm not a jinn. Possessing someone means that he would overtake control over his senses, over his decisions. He would impersonate someone else. He would talk in different languages. He would make him do things against his will. This is possession, jinn possession. But the Qareen is not possessing you. The Qareen is with you, running in your veins, telling you that do this or don't do that. Don't pray Fajr today. Why don't you watch Netflix? Why don't you listen to Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift. I used to be a Swiftie, but now not anymore, alhamdulillah. So things like that is haram. This is what the Qareen does. But to be possessed by jinn, this means that he would take control over an individual, make him do things against his will.
Is it because they are sinning too much?
It can be because of the human harm the jinn. So for example, sometimes pouring hot water in a hole in the ground or in the sink without saying Bismillah, that would trigger harm to the jinn and it would cause them to attack back. Maybe not saying your adhkar in the morning and the evening and after fard salat and before going to bed and before leaving the house. So you're not protected. You know, it's like having a laptop without putting antivirus and browsing dubious websites. You're going to be hacked. You're going to be possessed by a virus, a Trojan horse or whatever they call them. And this is because you're not protected. There are many reasons for that, but it's not the norm. It's not like we're walking down the streets and we look at people, individuals, and we see them doing this. you know, like the invaders. This is a 60s series where the people that come from outer space and they possess people, and the sign is this. So no, you don't have this. Maybe it's 1 in a million that may happen, because the jinn are terrified of us humans. When the humans fear them, they get empowered. So whoa, they fear us, so we can tackle them. We can, you know, do this and that to them.
So if I'm afraid of the jinn, it's gonna harm
We have a saying in Arabic: "اللي يخاف من الجن يطلع له." Whoever is afraid of the jinni, he will pop up to him. So if you keep on saying, I'm afraid of dark, I'm afraid of going to this place, any noise, any cat, anything that creeps next to you, you gotta be startled and afraid, because then the jinn would maybe make things bad to you. You have to have trust in Allah. You have to be confident in Allah.
How do we protect ourselves from all these harms, and even like strengthening your trust in Allah? How do you do that?
You were not listening, were you?
I did, but I want to get for the content, you know.
It is adhkar. Adhkar is your antivirus. And the Prophet gave an example. And he said, it's like someone being attacked by a vicious enemy. And he runs away and runs away until he finds a fortress. And he goes into the fortress and he locks himself up. The enemy cannot penetrate. This fortress is dhikr. When you have dhikr before you go to bed, you read the full set of adhkar, Ayatul Kursi, the 3 quls, you wipe over yourselves and blow in your hands. You read Surah Al-Mulk, you read the specific du'as. When you wake up, you say the du'as. When you pray the fard prayers, you say the du'as. Fajr and evening adhkar, which takes like 10-15 minutes. You stay in the masjid, you do them, you finish them, you accomplish them. Then you will be protected. Trusting Allah Azza wa Jal, knowing that Allah is your protector. Nobody can harm you.
Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh. I think I took too much of your time.
Not too much, but yeah, it's okay.
So we can end it here.
Barakallahu feek, and I pray to Allah Azza wa Jal that Muslims benefit
Inshallah.
from this, and it gives them a positive boost to learn more about their religion. Knowledge is their security, is their immune system. OCD people that come to me, and they come in the hundreds, literally thousands. They're so messed up. And the main cause is their ignorance, their lack of knowledge. Shaitan plays with them like children play with a football, tossing it left and right. If they have knowledge, they are immune, they're strengthened. But this is not enough, because knowledge is the first step. If they have knowledge and action, meaning that they're implementing the knowledge, they are way stronger and safer. But this is not enough, because if they have knowledge and action without sincerity, it's all down the drain. But when they have knowledge, action and sincerity, they are fully immune and protected, but they are in great danger, because shaitan is waiting, lurking in the dark, waiting for the right moment to strike.
Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh.
Barakallah feekum.
We can end it here.
وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله نبينا محمد. جزاكم الله خير.